special Lost Encore only on ABC.
When you're driving, all your concentration should be on the road, but for many drivers, a cell phone call may interrupt that. Tonight, a Nebraska senator says there ought to be a law. It's our big story.
A Nebraska woman from a small town is accused of shooting her ex-boyfriend to death. Tonight, we have the apparent motive in this murder case.
And there won't be any escapes from an Iowa prison cell block anymore. The whole building's been torn down.
You're watching KETV Channel 7 Omaha. More complete coverage. This is KETV News Watch 7 at 6.
We've all seen it, people paying more attention to their cell phones instead of paying attention to the road. Well, now there's a new bill in the legislature that would keep cell phones out of the hands of drivers and much more. But does it go too far? Good evening, I'm Rob McCartney.
And I'm Julie Cornell.
Now, cell phones, portable DVD players, laptops can all make life easier for those of us who are on the go.
But one Nebraska state senator is convinced that technology is making roads and highways unsafe. Senator Jim Cutterbeck has introduced a bill in the legislature banning drivers from using many portable electronics. And it's not just the high-tech stuff we're talking about. KETV News Watch 7's Owen Lay joins us live with tonight's big story.
Okay, you may find this a little bit absurd, but let me show you. Right here, I got a book, I got a cell phone, there's a laptop in here, here's my water. Now, you may find it a little bit absurd, but road safety experts say these kind of sites like these are becoming all too common on Nebraska's roads. And now the question is, where do you draw the line between normal driving and distracted driving? When we talk about distracted driving, cell phones may be the hot topic. But Bill Mulherin of the National Safety Council says they're hardly the only thing that can take your attention off the road.
What we teach in our driver's ed is that the driver's attention needs to remain on the act of driving, period. Don't comb your hair, don't use the phone, don't be messing with the radio. That's where LB 1108 comes in. If this bill passes, you could get fined $100 for using a cell phone or other communications device while driving.
It would be a little bit inconvenient at times, but you know, it could also save people's lives, save a lot of accidents from happening.
But the bill doesn't stop there. Also illegal would be reading, writing, performing personal grooming, interacting with pet animals, adjusting cargo, or any other actions that distract the person's attention from operating the vehicle. Mulherin says both high-tech and low-tech distractions like these are getting worse.
As our commutes become longer, there's more and more of a need to multitask.
But where do you draw the line? Does grabbing something out of the back seat count as other action? How about watching your kids or smoking? This even made drivers who like the idea of a cell phone ban a little more hesitant.
I could see the positive and the negative in both ways, but you know, it would be frustrating to get pulled over just for doing something small like that.
Now, Senator Cutterbeck told us he believes enforcing this law would be a matter of common sense, and he leaves that up to the police officers who would have to do the enforcing. Now, some stats for you. Last year, Nebraska had about 400 accidents related to cell phones and other distractions. That's actually down from 2002, very down, but the senator probably feels that number is still too high.
Okay, Owen, some folks have to do other things while they're driving, like people who drive emergency vehicles, or some people have those GPS systems.
That's right. If this bill were to pass, they do make exceptions for things like authorized emergency vehicles, global positioning maps in your car. There's a couple other things in there, such as screens that would help the driver see their surroundings better around their car. All of these are included under the bill.
Okay, Owen Lay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Also from the Capitol Watch tonight, first round approval for the so-called fetal assault bill. The measure makes it a crime to harm a human fetus. Under the bill, intentionally causing serious injury to an unborn child would be a felony punishable by up to 20 years in prison and a $20,000 fine. The bill also makes it an assault if an unborn child is injured by someone committing another crime like robbery or arson.
Omaha's police chief is cracking down on the use of seatbelts in his department. 3 officers who were not wearing seatbelts were injured in recent weeks when they crashed their cruisers. Well, in a written order issued this week from Chief Thomas Warren, officers could be disciplined if they don't buckle up. A Fairbury woman told investigators she killed her ex-boyfriend and had a very good reason for doing it. Tonight, she is charged with first-degree murder. It's a new development in a homicide case in the small town of Dakin, Nebraska. Lori Malusek made a court appearance in Fairbury today. KETV News Watch 7's Mike DeJacquemont was just back from Fairbury, joins us from our Lincoln Bureau. Mike?
Well, court records show Malusek told investigators that her ex-boyfriend sexually assaulted a child and she felt she needed to kill him. According to court documents, 42-year-old Lori Malusek told investigators she dressed in camouflage, went to her ex-boyfriend's farmhouse with a rifle, then shot 49-year-old David Koenig.
It appears that this was deliberate, that she thought about it, planned it.
Documents show she told investigators she then wrapped Koenig's body in plastic and hid it in a shed.
She appeared to feel that Mr. Koenig presented some sort of threat to her and her children.
In April 2005, Malusek went to police claiming Koenig sexually assaulted a child. She also filed this protection order, but a judge dismissed it because she never showed up to court. Charges were never filed against Koenig.
It was investigated fully by law enforcement, and at the end of the investigation, we found there was insufficient evidence to take any formal action.
Malusek's attorneys would not comment on details of the case. They say their investigation is just beginning.
I think there's more to this case than has been revealed so far. I think I can say that. I think there's a good deal more that will come out as the case progresses.
Now tonight, Malusek remains in the Jefferson County Jail. A judge ordered that no bond be set.
Hey, Mike, could this be a death penalty case?
Well, the county attorney says she's really not sure what she'll go after. She wants to talk with the state attorney general's office first.
All right, Mike DeJacquemont live in Lincoln. Thanks.
You bet.
A Potawatomi County inmate is being transferred to another jail after taking an abuse allegation to court. 31-year-old Kenneth Longden Jr. was prepared to be tried for attempted murder yesterday. Well, that's when his attorney told the judge that Longden claimed to have suffered physical and racial abuse by prison guards and was fearing for his continued safety. At a court hearing today, Longden asked the judge for a protection order and to allow him to transfer out of the Potawatomi County Jail. The judge granted the transfer. NAACP representatives said they're pleased with the ruling. The Potawatomi County Sheriff says he was investigating Longden's claims.
I think that due process did begin today, and I'm pleased with that.
We want to make sure that the jail facility is safe for the prisoners that are in there.
Longden's been moved to the Harrison County Jail in Logan, Iowa. His trial will start January 31st in Council Bluffs. A cell block is torn down thanks to a couple of prisoners who escaped from the prison in Fort Madison, Iowa. The building was destroyed 2 months after the escape. Robert Legendre and Martin Moon were able to climb up on the roof of the cell block and make their way over the prison wall. But rather than make changes to the building, it was decided just to tear it down. The cell block was originally built to house Iowa's death row inmates. The last execution took place in 1963.
Lincoln firefighters now say a man died this morning after falling asleep while smoking. The fire broke out in an upstairs apartment in a building near 12th and A Streets in the capital city. Firefighters found the body of a 74-year-old man inside the apartment. His name has not been released. It's believed he fell asleep with a burning cigarette. No one else was hurt in the fire. The fire in Nebraska's National Forest in the Sandhills has been contained. Fire started Sunday near Halsey. About 5,600 acres burned. Firefighters say the fire was contained last night, but a few crews remained on the scene today watching for hot spots.
It's one of the most common surgeries performed in the U.S. And now a local study shows many of those procedures may not be necessary.
Find out more on how doctors may soon treat hernias in just a few minutes. There's a new indoor water park coming to the Metro, and it's being designed by some true experts. We're going to take a look at their plans when we come back.
And a piece of history is revealed as the Missouri River recedes. It's an old wooden skeleton from 140 years ago. Take a closer look a little bit later. Phil?
Julie, since Monday night, we've been tracking a storm in the Pacific Ocean. Well, now it's into California. The question is, will this powerful storm system have, unfortunately, too dry of air to work with to give us any snow? We'll talk about that and my 7-day forecast next.
Tonight at 10.
Omaha's hotel industry is gloating over a great year in 2005. At 10, what's behind the big business and how this year is shaping up? Plus, the tough new anti-smoking law proposed for Iowa.
On KETV News Watch 7 at 10. KETV News Watch 7 at 6. More complete coverage with Rob McCartney. Julie Cornell, Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby, and John Sheets. This is KETV News Watch 7 at 6.
What do deers do? Love it or exchange it. Right now at Deers Ford in Fremont, you can buy a used car or truck, and if you don't love it, bring it back and exchange it for another vehicle. It's a year-end used car clearance sale like you've never seen. Save thousands on a huge variety of excellent used cars and trucks. Plus, you can drive it for 3 days, and if you don't absolutely love it, you can exchange it. Save the big bucks. Head for Deers Crossing. Deers Ford Lincoln Mercury, Fremont, USA.
My name is Carolyn Lamorne. I work nights so that I can spend time with my 4 kids. I'm the go-to mom with all the answers, the caretaker for the entire family. My 83-year-old grandma even calls me when she has questions about her health. That makes sense though. I'm a pharmacist with Hy-Vee. At the Hy-Vee Pharmacy, I give each of my customers the personal treatment I'd give to my own family, answering questions and explaining medications in detail. I'm here to take care of people.
Have you given up on trying to find a quality used car under $200 a month? Well, come see us at H&H Chevrolet. Hey, Tom Park here at 84th and L, where you can choose from a great selection of GM certified used cars and trucks, and always over 20 of these under $200 a month, like 05 Malibu Classics. Folks, they're only $179 a month. We're not talking 1 or 2, many to choose from. Just pick your color. All right here. Great selection, great savings, great people.
We're H&H Chevrolet. We make it fast, fun, and friendly.
I had LASIK surgery partially because of my job. I have to wake up every morning at 4 o'clock, and putting contacts in or putting a set of glasses on in the morning is not my idea of a good time. You know, you only have one set of eyes, so it was important for me to choose the right doctor, and I'm so glad I went with Dr. Brum. I remember coming into work the very first day after I'd had my LASIK surgery, and I could not believe how well I could see. I can see better now than I ever could with my contacts or glasses.
Brum Eye and Laser Vision. Visit our newest location in the Lakeside Medical Plaza.
Now open, still open. Now open, still open. Greg Young Chevrolet is now open in a new location at 178th and Dodge. While the original Greg Young, now Greg Young Auto Plaza, is still open and focusing on you. The all-new Greg Young Chevrolet is open for business and needs to fill our lot with your trade. See us today at our all-new location at 178th and Dodge, or our original location. Now Greg Young Auto Plaza on 85th and Military. Now 2 Greg Young stores, here to focus on you.
Breaking news at this hour from Lincoln. University of Nebraska police tell us they're looking for a missing student from Omaha. Investigators tell us 18-year-old Rachel Osborne was last seen leaving Able Residence Hall Monday night around 5:30. She never returned. Now, her family got worried when they had not heard from her, and they contacted police. If you have any information about where Rachel Osborne is, you're asked to call University Police. The number is 402-472-3555. Well, in a couple of weeks, a Metro hotel will break ground for a new indoor water park.
An aquatic playground designed truly by the experts. It's going up next to the Days Inn Hotel in Bellevue, just off Highway 370. The owner says it's unique, not only because it's the first of its kind in Sarpy County, but also because it was built on the imagination of local children.
Here, the main water park is going to be right here.
In less than a year, this sand volleyball court will become a 30,000 square foot water park.
The dome is about 60 feet tall, so it should be about the same height as that building up there. So it's going to stick out quite a bit. You'll be able to see us from down Highway 370 and Highway 375. So
in a couple of weeks, the Bellevue Days Inn starts construction on the dome. When it's finished, it will house 5 water slides, a lazy river, and a wave pool. Owner Tom Schmidt says city and county leaders played a big role in the project, but when it came to designing the park, they all turned to the experts.
Well, I just thought it would be cool to have a water park around here with a bunch of things about Nebraska that are cool. So Great Adventures would be about ships, dragons, and just pirates and everything.
Dean Whitfield and Clay Shea were among the 400 elementary students who pitched a design. Only 6 were chosen, including Clay's Great Adventures.
His pirate ship is going to be the children's play area.
And Dean's Wonders of Nebraska.
That's going to be a special section of the park just devoted to Nebraska, because a lot of our guests are going to come out of state, and it'll be kind of a mini tour of Nebraska.
Visitors can dip into the Corn Cove hot tub, the Platte River slide, and of course, the Sea of Red.
And then Chimney Rock, and it'll spray water on you when you go down the slide. And then the sand hills, and then the sandhill cranes.
But you won't have to be a tourist or a hotel guest to visit the park.
We're building it for everyone.
There's also going to be a day spa, winery, and more meeting space. Should all be finished by next fall. Now, Schmidt has hired a marketing group to help choose a name. He tells us after a couple of years he's going to renovate the hotel to match the theme of the park.
Marketing group. He should just ask a bunch of 5th graders.
They came up with great ideas.
Great idea.
I love it.
And more weather like this, we'll be doing an outdoor one.
Sure.
You know, winter's not over yet, though. As we go through this evening, it sure feels mild, as it was 51 in Omaha today and 63 in the capital city, and we'll still be 38 and partly cloudy around 9 o'clock this evening here in the Omaha Metro. This weekend, if we get no snow at all on Friday, Saturday will be even warmer than 40, and Sunday I do expect a bit of a cool down with north winds blowing in and a high of 34. Snow on Friday appears unlikely according to our very latest computer models, but get another one of those in. As we go through this evening, we'll have new information by 10 o'clock tonight. Some clouds this morning gave way to sunshine this afternoon. This is northeast from the TV station. And a beautiful afternoon. Sunset tonight, 5:23. We're tacking on nearly a minute of daylight per day right now, and you can see there were some clouds already increasing from the west. Look at these Weather Watcher reports. Harry Ridner in Clarinda, Iowa. You know, exclamation points were necessary for many of these comments today. 56 in Glenwood, 57 in Papillion. And Ray Book, I like the understatement here, not too bad. 49 the high temperature in Heartland, Iowa. 51 in Omaha, 63 in Lincoln, and it was warmer west and cooler northeast across our viewing area today. We're still 46 degrees. Winds are light out of the south at 6 miles an hour. 46 in the Bluffs, 48 Bellevue, 46 degrees in Millard, and temperatures reached 67 in McCook, Nebraska out here earlier today. They are still in the 50s, but just north of us, temperatures are cooler in the 30s. And believe it or not, they will see snow later tonight and tomorrow across parts of South Dakota into Minnesota. You sent our storm predictor. Watch this area of low pressure track from southeast South Dakota overnight into northern parts of Iowa, and there's a little stripe of snow just north of Sioux Falls into southern Minnesota. That brings a little cool front through here, but it will take a while for the cool air to get here. So tomorrow looks mild, even though we pick up a northwest breeze. The afternoon we'll start to see clouds come in. Then we get into the wee hours of Friday morning, and here comes snow according to our computer model, but it weakens the system with just a stripe of light snow on Friday near and south of Omaha. If that's all we get, I would be surprised. There's a pretty strong storm out there. And again, new information coming up at 10 o'clock tonight. 29 for a low tonight. Partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow's high temperature 47. It'll be a mix of clouds and sunshine. And then somewhat cooler day and clouds on the way for Friday. And at least the chance of right now appears to be light snow on Friday. And whatever happens with that system, whether it is stronger, farther north, farther south, it's going to be gone by the weekend. So temperature is still not bad for this time of the year, although I do expect somewhat cooler air there on Sunday and Monday as a little taste of Canada comes south. But at this point, no Siberian air, no Arctic air, and again,
good.
We'll watch the storm and come back at 10 o'clock.
And we don't really want a taste of Canada.
You know, it tastes pretty good, I guess. I don't know.
Thanks, Bill.
You bet.
It is the most often performed surgery in the country. As many as 800,000 hernia surgeries are done every year. Those numbers, however, may soon drop drastically after a study at Creighton Medical Center. Researchers there found watching and waiting may be a better choice than surgery. It's tonight's Health Watch. Now take a look at a picture of a strangulated hernia. It's located in the groin area. It's the most common hernia, and it happens when part of the bowel pushes through an opening in the abdominal wall, sometimes causing discomfort or pain. Now the study found when that was not the case, watching and waiting was the best way to proceed.
Did progress. Their hernias got worse. They got bigger, or they got more pain, and they had to be repaired. But the other 3 quarters that we were watching did just fine, and they still have their hernias.
More than 700 men took part in the study for the past 4.5 years.
On the Stock Watch tonight, the markets continued their losing ways. The Dow fell 41 points to end the day at 10,855. The Nasdaq was off 23. The S&P 500 slipped 5. For market analysis, go online to our website. It's KETV.com.
Well, the NFL's most valuable player will play this weekend.
John Schutz is next with the story. And when we come back, John joins us live from the Quest Center with a look at the big challenge ahead for the Creighton Blue Jays.
I'm KETV News Watch 7 Suzanne Deo. A dramatic increase in hotel revenue in the city for 2005. The story at 10.
What would you change about your full-size truck?
Change the way the door opened.
Probably more room in the back, a little bit more leg room.
Kind of hard to get out of the back side because the doors are not big enough.
We couldn't change their trucks, so we introduced ours, the full-size Nissan Titan. Now with $2,500 cash back or 2% financing. See your Nissan dealer and check out the Titan's wide-open rear doors and big interior.
It opens all the way. This is a whole lot easier. Wow, I didn't know it opened that big.
This is roomy now.
What makes KETV News 17 First News Omaha's most watched morning news?
Because we bring you the most up-to-date news.
Just a little while ago, Omaha police told us, with live reports every morning from your neighborhood to our nation's capital.
The president is going to be making his announcement.
Traffic is running very smoothly behind me here on Dodge.
Plus important information first with our exclusive Gallup briefing.
It's more complete news coverage to start your day.
Omaha's most watched morning news. KETV News 17 First News.
Introducing Jeep Commander Limited with the electronic stability program, 3 rows of stadium seats, side curtain airbags, and an available 5.7-liter Hemi V8.
Would you please stop following me home?
For the first time ever, get $1,000 overstock bonus cash, which puts Jeep Commander under 26 grand.
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
That all men are created equal.
That they are endowed by their Creator
with certain unalienable rights.
That among these are life,
liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
NCCJ fights for the rights of all people.
06 Escape XLT, $139 a month at Sheridan Ford, Glenwood Exit.
Coverage with John Schutz. This is KETV News 17 Sports.
Good evening from Quest Center, Omaha, where the Creighton Blue Jays are getting ready to play the Bradley Braves. You know, the Jays' last loss came just 18 days ago against this very same Bradley team in Peoria. Tonight, Creighton tries to turn the tables on a team with plenty of pro prospects. 4 straight wins has the Creighton Blue Jays just a game out of first place in the Missouri Valley Conference standings. Tonight they have payback on their minds for a Bradley team that handed the Jays a 17-point loss earlier this month.
The last couple of days I've been dreaming about this game. They beat up on us at Bradley, and I just keep thinking back to, when they were all smiling and jumping around. So I just can't wait to get them in here and give them a little payback.
Creighton will have to find an answer for Bradley's 7-foot center Patrick O'Brien. He's averaging 12 points and 9 rebounds per game, and the NBA scouts are here to see him.
He's just a different type of player than anybody else in our league, and he causes a lot of problems on the defensive end because he blocks so many shots.
Stopping O'Brien will largely fall on the shoulders of Anthony Tolliver. The Creighton center is giving up 3 inches and 15 pounds to the Bradley big man, but he knows what he's up against.
He's just taller and longer, and he's gotten a lot stronger from last year. So, I mean, he's just probably the toughest guy just to defend around the basket. I mean, he's not real versatile to go out and shoot threes and stuff like that. So, I mean, I know what I'm dealing with as far as he's going to be around the basket. And
Tolliver admits O'Brien was a big problem for Creighton in the first meeting with his 19 points and 9 rebounds. But Coach Dana Altman says his big man doesn't have to change anything he's doing.
Guys getting in trouble when they try doing too much in one particular game or trying to get matched up with somebody. They just need to play within themselves and try to eliminate mistakes, and Anthony's done a good job of that.
Altman says that they will try to make O'Brien run the court a little bit more tonight, and that'll also fall on Tolliver's shoulders. The Braves also have another pro prospect in Marcellus Somerville, although in their last game he was benched. As Coach Jim Les said, we wanted to send a message to him, so we don't know what his status is for tonight's game. Seattle Seahawks coach Mike Holmgren says that the NFL's most valuable player, Shaun Alexander, will play in Sunday's NFC Championship game against Carolina. Alexander is coming off a concussion suffered last week. The New Orleans Saints officially announced the hiring of new head coach Sean Payton today. He replaces Jim Haslett, who was fired. Payton served as the Cowboys quarterbacks coach for 3 seasons under Bill Parcells, and he also held the title of assistant head coach. Coming up here, it's Creighton against Bradley. It's 7 o'clock tip tonight at the Quest Center. We'll have the highlights for you coming up tonight at 10.
Okay, you wearing your blue?
You know, no.
You have time to change. Thanks.
Oversight.
Yeah, go suit up. Bill's Planners next.
A new day is dawning. Introducing the new Ford Explorer. Built to be the most powerful Explorer ever, while using less fuel. The safest ever. The quietest ever. The most innovative ever. The new 2006 Ford Explorer is the best Explorer ever.
Let's grab some McDonald's.
You buying?
Why do I always have to buy?
'Cause you're the one with the fancy job.
And the fancy tie. You know what? There. No, you're the one who's buying.
The tie did touch you last.
Money's tight these days. Good thing there's McDonald's Dollar Menu. Get a juicy double cheeseburger or other favorites for only $1.
Hi, I'm Patrick Burton. At Nissan of Omaha, we know price sells cars. That's why we're going to give you our best price every day, because your price matters to us. We already offer a great selection and great service, but I think what really makes the difference is a great deal, and that's exactly what you'll get at Nissan of Omaha. We're the right dealer, we're the right choice, and we're right here in Omaha. So come see us at the all-new Nissan of Omaha, 115th and Dodge.
Tonight on KETV Channel 7.
One city, one school district. It's the right thing to do. We give our kids in more affluent schools the financial support they need to succeed, but not all our kids in Omaha. Unacceptable double standards. Our schools have become more divided and racially segregated. That's against the law. And why is one city, one district good for the rest of Nebraska, but not Omaha? One city, one school district. It's the right thing to do. Learn more online at allianceforomaha.org.
Want a quality used car at a low monthly payment? Think H&H Chevrolet. Hey folks, I'm Tom Parker. Before you buy anywhere else, consider GM Certified. They're thousands less than original sticker, low mileage, and listen to this. You can drive off an 05 Chevy Impala with automatic power windows, power locks, CD, and more for $219 a month. And not one or two, there are many to choose from. Just pick your color at $219 a month. It's all here. Great selection, great savings, and great people.
We're H&H Chevrolet. We make it fast, fun, and friendly.
Well, finally tonight, you might call it sunken treasure in the Missouri River. In 1870, a steamboat sank in the river near Vermilion, South Dakota. That's about 100 miles upstream from Omaha. Well, now with river levels so low, the skeleton of that steamship has been found. It was called the North Alabama. It was built in the mid-1800s. It's believed the ship, which was 160 feet long, hit this submerged tree stump. Anthropologists have been visiting the site trying to gather as much historic information as possible.
Looks a little worse for the wear.
Yeah, not so seaworthy now.
As anybody would be 100 years in the water. Something. We have got some mild weather. I mean, 51 today, and 52 actually at Epley Airfield for the high temperatures, 59 at Millard, 63 in Lincoln, and tomorrow still 47 degrees. The storm that we're watching for Friday still at this point appears not to be much for Omaha. Maybe more substantial snows across Missouri into Illinois if you happen to be heading that way. A complete update on that at 10 tonight.
Online, we're at KETV.com.
Breaking news as it happens, and we'll have more complete coverage at 10. See you then.